It's late fall, and the whitetail bucks are in full rut. We don't have any in front of us right now, but hopefully in the near future here we're going to have some. And I just saw a doe walking along the tree line, so I imagine they're going to start coming out here to feed. I can't decide what lens to use. I got a 500 f4 here with a full frame camera. And then the one that I think I'm going to use is the one I have on here now. It's a 120 to 300 2.8, and it's with a full frame, with a crop sensor camera, so 1.5 crop. And I think this is going to be the one because I don't know where these things are going to be. I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, bucks are going to be chasing the does around, hopefully, or they might just decide to feed. But the last few days I've been seeing bucks in here, and I want to really get some good stuff here today. So we'll just see. I've been in the blind now for about an hour, and there's not a whole lot going on. There's a few does moving around and eating, but I haven't seen a buck yet. Thought I saw a buck on the edge of the field, but he's gone back into the trees. I'm probably not going to shoot wide open, but I just have to see what distance what I mean by wide open is by f-stop. I just have to see what distance these deer are at. As far as ISO, it's actually quite a bit of light right now, so it should be pretty good. But I'm shooting upwards of 1,000ths of a second, 1,600th of a second, 2,000ths of a second I want to get, because bucks, just if they're chasing the does, they're going to be moving. They're going to be moving around a lot, and there's something coming. Here comes a doe. Another doe, so that's our third doe coming in. I think that's a buck coming up here now. Yeah, that's a nice buck. It looks like about an 8-point buck. He's coming up. He's chasing the doe. Yeah, they expend a lot of energy. This one's panting. You can tell he's been chasing this doe. The doe's panting too, but she's more interested in eating while he's more interested in, well, you know what? The buck is still sort of stopped chasing does around, but he's scent checking the does now. So every time a doe walks by, or if he decides to chase one, he gets in behind them, and he can. This is called Fleming, and you'll see him. He'll bend his head back sometimes, and he'll curl his upper lip, and he's trying to bring that scent into more sensitive parts of his nose. It allows him to find out whether that doe is an estrus. And it makes for a very unique shot. When you get that upper lip and his head peeled back, you don't usually get, these animals with their heads tilted up in the air like that. And when you do, you definitely don't want to miss that shot. The buck has just moved underneath a pine tree, and he's starting to scrape the ground with his front hooves. He's going to stand over it here in a minute. He's probably going to urinate into the, there he goes. He's urinating, he's putting his back legs together, and he's actually urinating down the back of his legs. And in the back of his legs, he has tarsal glands. And when the urine runs through the tarsal gland, it leaves the scent in the ground. And that's sort of a signpost for him. It also tells other deer, that there is an active buck in the area. Probably just other bucks, but maybe for the does too. And if you had a doe, that's possibly an estrus. What happens is she would hang around longer to wait to see if that buck shows up. That's what happens with moose as well. Now he's rubbing his antlers in the antlers and his face in the tree above him. What he's doing is he's leaving his scent. Both the scent, apparently there's a scent gland at the base of his antlers, but there's also scent glands around his eyes. I believe they're called orbital glands. And there's also, I believe, glands in his nose. So he's rubbing his face up in these the pine needles, and he's leaving his scent in that too. It looks like he's eating, but he's not.